Hello everybody and welcome to my briefing today. My name is Dave Berry. I'm Nottingham Trent University's International Officer for East Asia. My responsibilities are to support students with their applications to Nottingham Trent across East Asia, but specifically South Korea, Taiwan, Hong Kong and Japan. I'm also a member of Nottingham Trent University's alumni community. So whenever I give a presentation about the university to introduce it, I always explain that everything I say has a slight hint of bias because Nottingham Trent has very much impacted my entire life. I met my wife at this university, my best friends at this university, and my godchildren's parents at this university. So I'm very, very, very proud to work for Nottingham Trent, and I hope today that I can give you an introduction that makes you excited about the prospect of joining us. So what we're going to cover today. So I'm going to be covering the city of Nottingham, of course, just to introduce you to where we're actually based. I'll also be discussing our campuses and specifically our city campus, which is where our art and design programs are situated. I'll be introducing you to our international community, our employability and career support, a little bit about accommodation and scholarships too, and also make sure you have some key contact information, which basically is me. So we'll get started on the presentation. So where is MTU located? So we are located right in the middle of England. And so we are situated very, very conveniently for students that want to explore the rest of the country whilst they're studying in the UK. Nottingham is within a 2-hour journey of the vast majority of major cities within the UK, well, particularly within England. And you can reach places like London and my hometown of Manchester within 2 hours. In fact, you can get a train from the Nottingham Station Street Central Station in 1 hour, 40 minutes. That gets you to London. So it's very conveniently situated. We're also situated very conveniently for airports as well. So we have an airport that is very local to our city, but we're also close to major international airports like Birmingham International, and we are in comfortable commutable distance of London Heathrow, for example, and Manchester Airport for those students that are looking to get direct flights to the country. You can find out a little bit more about our city on the website at the bottom of this page. So I do encourage you to check that out. But what you'll discover in looking at that is that Nottingham is very much a student city. And I say that because we have an approximate population within the city centre of around 330,000 people. And in the wider city, it's around 600,000 if you include suburbs. So we're a medium-sized city, but within it, we have around 80,000 students across the two major universities here. And so the whole city is very much catered towards the student population. And speaking from experience, it is a fantastic place to be a student, particularly for your times outside of the classroom. There's a fantastic social scene, an amazing nightlife. And I'm told, I don't do it very often, but I'm told the shopping is also excellent. Moving on. So some of our most famous sites include this building right here. So this is actually known as Bulletin Hall. This is essentially a country estate, a large manor house. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. I often go there with my little boy and with my wife. We go for picnics and for walks around the park. But the main building is actually famous because it was Batman's house in the Dark Knight series of movies. So any Batman fans out there, you may recognise this. This was Wayne Manor in the movies. I recently visited this place actually because they had a fantastic display on. This was we had a T-Rex skeleton. A Tyrannosaurus Rex skeleton was displayed for the first time in over 100 years on British soil in this building. So it's also acts as a museum, which is great to visit. So moving on, we also have something that's very, very important within British social culture, I guess you could say, is football. I know football is quite popular in Korea as well, but we are actually home to the world's oldest professional football club, which is Notts County. They're not so big anymore, but they still exist and they're still playing. But this image is actually taken from a match between Nottingham Trent University and our sister in the city, which is the University of Nottingham. So they are our rivals, but also our friends, and this is a match from that game. I do a picture from that game even. I do encourage students to go and visit a football match whilst they're here, because like I say, it is a fantastic experience and very much part of our culture. We also have, of course, a big social culture where people visit pubs and bars and things, and we are actually home to the oldest inn in England. So Ye Olde trip to Jerusalem, this building, this pub, is actually built inside of the caves that run beneath the city of Nottingham. It's attached to Nottingham Castle. Now, this pub was built in 1189 AD, so this is quite literally 800 to 900 years old. It's a fantastic place to visit and very popular with tourists as well. And of course, one of the most famous things about the city is our most famous son, which is Robin Hood. The man, the myth, perhaps, the legend, who knows if he was real, but we celebrate him here in the city, so much so that we have a statue of him. And it's kind of a rite of passage for students to visit the statue, take a picture there, and perhaps send a selfie home to mum and dad, just to make sure that they know that you're safe and that Robin Hood is looking after you. So that's a brief introduction to the city of Nottingham, and just to now move on to our campuses. So we do have 3 campuses. We have our city campus, which is our biggest campus. We have Clifton campus, which is where I studied, so that's my favourite. And then we have Brackenhurst campus, which is based more in the countryside of Nottingham, which is for our animal and environmental science students. Today I'm just going to focus, however, on city campus, because this is where the students that are tuned into this session will be based. So this is home to 6 of our schools, also known as faculties, and 2 of the largest of those are the School of Art and Design and the School of Architecture, Design and the Built Environment. These schools they work quite collaboratively, I think you could say, but they are separate faculties, but there is some crossover between them because they each teach design programs. So as I say, these are just 2 of 6 faculties, but a little bit about the campus is that this is based right in the heart of the city of Nottingham. So you can see the image on screen. In the top kind of left area or middle left, you can see a road round here. And if you walk down that road to the left, it takes you about 2 minutes and you are in the centre of the city. So this is very convenient for access to things like shops, bars, cafes, coffee shops, restaurants, supermarkets. We even have an East Asian supermarket 30 seconds up the street from the image that you can see on screen. So again, very, very popular with our students to live on this campus, and particularly for our East Asian students who like to have that taste from home, and they can access the various cuisine within the city very easily from here.